All right, guys, welcome to week 11. So, wow, what a week. Congratulations for making it through astrologically this past week. So, first of all, full moon was really heavy, it was really dense, it was very, very aligned with what we're doing and what we're working on and working through. And then on top of it, we just went through a lot of eclipse, And then we're in Venus retrograde as we speak, and so there is a lot of alignment here. And if you work with it, it is very powerful. So your theme this week is alignment. And I say that because what's happening is we're doing so much inside, right? We're so focused on the work that we're doing inside. What happens is the universe then tests you outside. And so I want you to really reevaluate the patterns that came up this week. Maybe the test that came up this week, because there's going to be a lot. In the past 2 weeks there was a lot, but this period is really heavy. So this Venus retrograde is very, very dense. It's very, very heavy. We also had a Cazimi, which is, deeper into the astrological world, but I don't want to get too much into there. I just want you to focus, right? Because I don't want you to obsess too much, what is going on? Why is this happening? I don't want you to try and figure it out, okay? I just want you to align yourself as much as possible. So what we're going to do this week is actually a really interesting, fun game. So, right, last week, if you didn't do the workshop, go do the workshop last week. In that workshop, I hope you were able to pull out what your manifestations are, what are really the feelings that you're manifesting behind them, right? I hope that you broke down your manifestation so much, right? It's almost like, okay, let's say I want to be a doctor. And so then I end up going to school for 14 years to be a doctor, right? Because I need to break it down and understand being a doctor to that point. You can't just say, this is what I want in the manifestation, without really sitting there and really diving into it. So hopefully in that workshop, you were able to break it down just a little bit more, because you'll then see really what is behind all of that. What is it that's aligning you to that? What do you need to work through? What do you need to work on? So this week is alignment, right? And in that process, I'm going to make sure that you are pretty much cleaning the manifestation is what I call it. So if you have the manifestation here, I want you to fully clean it, right? Clean it up, clean it out, maybe add to it, whatever it is. So I want you to purify it, right? In this cleaning process, this is a week of purification, because next week, that's it. So I want you really to go full focus and fully devote yourself to manifestation. And I want you, right, in alignment, right? How many times do I tell you guys, when you say no to something else, you say yes to something else. When you say yes to something, you say no to something else. All week, I want you to have that, and practice it, right? Really, really, really practice it. I don't want you to be scared to say no. I don't want you to be scared to say yes. I want you just to, when you have the feeling in, go with it, right? So let's say somebody asks you to go help them out with something, and the old you would have people pleased, and the new you maybe knows that you're way too tired to take that on, and you're just going to build resentment for doing it. That thought, that's your answer. I want you to move with where your body tells you, where your mind tells you, and where your spirit is pulling you full on this week. Your body, because you guys are doing such heavy manifestation practices, your body is beginning to pull you and align you to, certain situations, which means it's speaking with you. So I want you to really align yourself there. So what we're actually going to do this week is work with my 7-day meditation course. So every day there's 7 days and they're different themes, and I'm going to go through them right now. I want you to pull your manifestation into these. So, okay, let's say I'm manifesting a new job, right? Let's say I'm manifesting my career. I want you to think about that manifestation, what the feeling is, right? Reflect back to that workshop, how we broke it down. What is my manifestation? What does it look like when it's broken down? What is the feeling behind it? Dive deep into that. From there, okay, then you're going to go do the meditation and see how that theme applies to your manifestation. So for example, you guys are going to go to day 1, which is acceptance and knowledge, right? We must accept and acknowledge in order to heal. We cannot heal what we do not acknowledge. The first step is surrender, and we must find love where we are now and be excited for the healing to come. That is a focus on it, right? So I want you to see where maybe you can find more acceptance and acknowledgement, it's not for your manifestation, it's for you. So where do you need to heal a little bit of acceptance and a little bit of acknowledgement so that this manifestation can come in a little bit easier? Or maybe it changes, right? It was so funny. I was just working with a client and she was like, yeah, I really want freedom, and I really want, I just want freedom, and I just want, serenity. But she just said that. And I said, okay, well, let's look at the past 3 months and everything you've worked on. And she said, okay. I said, don't you already have those compared to 3 months ago? And she said, I do. So why am I manifesting it? I said, exactly. So I want you to really clean it out this week. Really dive into it. Half the time, we're already manifesting what we already have. We just need more and 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 more proof, right? So, and success is one of the biggest ones. I see people try and manifest more and more and more success, and then they forget to look at their credentials. And it's like, you're already successful. So what is it you really want? You want to transition, you want to expand, right? So again, this is cleaning. These themes are going to focus on where maybe you need to clean a little bit within mind, body, and spirit so that this manifestation can come in. Then you'll see that there's journal prompts, right? I highly, 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 highly suggest that you do the journal prompts right after the manifestation. They don't have to be long, right? There's 3 questions that I put with them, right? So what am I accepting? What is in my present moment that I'm avoiding accepting? Where can I acknowledge what I need to change? What do I need to heal? The last one, where can I find love and gratitude for my current situation? So those 3 questions, you will do it. You will go through each of them, and then you will write them out fully. So let's say I'm manifesting new career, like we talked about, new career. I read this, do the meditation, and then I realize, oh my God, this is where I'm not accepting, or this is maybe what I'm not acknowledging. Go through that. Then from there, write everything out on your journal prompt, okay? Then we come to day 2. Day 2 is let go to gain everything. That's a really powerful one. I purposely make you do acceptance first before you step into the let go to gain everything, right? And this is really about letting go of what is no longer serving you in order to gain what is behind that. This is the ultimate say no so you can say yes to something else, right? And so we can't make space for something new to come in if your space is contaminated with all the old things, right? So the focus here is not just what am I not letting go, but it's going to dive deep into the fears that are behind that and where you're holding yourself back. So then we get into day 3, and that is fear and anxiety, right? This might be contrast to popular opinion, but we create our own anxiety. And honestly, it's the biggest ego death, but it is the most liberating thing. So if I'm creating my own anxiety, that means I can also retract back into it. So it's not like anxiety is this thing that just lives there and it's never going to disappear. It is possible to work with your anxiety and use it as a superpower. And so that's what this focus is going to be on. And half the time when we're manifesting, right, we get into a really, really good place, and then all of a sudden it's like we crash out. And it's why do we crash out? We crash out because our anxiety and our fears take over. And so this one is going to talk about the creation of anxiety. Then you're going to go into day 4, and we're going to talk about ego and pride. Because here's the thing. I want you to have a little ego, right? A healthy ego. Having a healthy ego can be really beautiful because it's the ability to reflect on your journey, know who you are, know how far you've come, and use that pride. Of course, to an extent. Right? I want you guys, this is the idea of ego and pride is rewriting your story so that you can use it to strengthen where you're going. Then day 5 is about surrender. you have to surrender within the manifestation process. And if you don't surrender within the manifestation process, you will be stuck over and over and over and over again. This 2-week astrological plan is like so about surrendering and just going with whatever and never feeling like there is this idea of, oh, I did the wrong thing, or oh, I made a mistake, or whatever it is. You cannot control the universe. Okay, so you have to embrace it. And the only thing you can control is your reactions and the way you view situations, right? So where is there chaos and what am I trying to control? If there's chaos, there's control. I promise you. But with that chaos, you can make order. So this is a lot about the idea, right? And we really, and that's what that full moon was. That full moon in Virgo was all about controlling. So, right, so where am I trying to control my manifestation? And that is, it's a good thing it's on day 5, but that is a really powerful one, because when we're trying to control the manifestation, we're almost limiting it, right? It's almost like making a cake. And let's say I say there can only be 5 ingredients, and it needs to have pink icing, right? And lo and behold, I have a baker behind me who wants to make purple flowers on it, and they want to add a chocolate filling in it. And it's like, no, right? You're trying to control it. You need to surrender into the manifestation and let the art of it just happen. Because most of the time, it's better than what we're picturing it. Then we get to day 6, and it's forgiveness and gratitude. You will be stuck in manifestation blockages if you don't practice those two. Forgiveness and gratitude are your secret ingredients, right? So letting go of anger and resentment pretty much opens the airway for manifestation to breathe within you. Finding gratitude for where there is darkness or the difficulties is a life-changing experience, right? So, for example, I had a client who, she lost her job while we worked together, and it was the best thing that ever happened to her. Like, literally losing that job was the best thing. And the amount of gratitude she had and forgiveness to her boss allowed so much to come in. Anger is like poison, right? And the thing with it is it's in you, and you're angry at the other situation. You're angry at everything else. But when you can see that everything else is being presented as a mirror in front of you, right? And there's justified anger and justified resentment, of course. It's an emotion. It's not that you don't get angry as, a yogi. You don't get angry as whatever. You get angry, but you can reflect back onto it. So it's really a reflection in the mirror to say, oh, right, the real truth about this is that I'm angry or I'm resentful in this situation. What is this showing about me? For example, right, someone was just saying to me, like, I hate him, right? It's retrograde, so an ex came back, and I was helping a friend. She called me, she's, I hate him. Why does he play games with me? Da, da, da. I said, you don't hate him, and you're not angry at him. You're upset and angry and resentful because you are angry and resentful at yourself. You let him back in. So it's not at him. It's because he's a reflection. He's a reflection of where there's more work to be done. So find gratitude, and most importantly, find forgiveness in yourself. And it was like the whole situation changed. And then the best part is she really let it go, part of him. And she's really trying to manifest loving. Then, right? So those are the 6 days, or their 6 themes. They're meant to go in and really deeply clean your manifestation, because on day 7, so day 1 through 6 is anywhere from like 12 to 15 minutes. I recommend you do them in the morning. I think it's the most powerful. Again, I understand busy schedules. Why not? Doing them in the morning is so much more powerful, because what happens is your subconscious is awakened, like, whoa, the seed is planted. And then the flowers start to bloom in front of you all day long. And that's where you could take notes and be like, oh my God, I just talked about surrender. And, I was just presented with this really hard situation, and now I'm surrendering. And you'll see it work with you. So do this in the morning, even if you need to wake up earlier. So you'll do 1 through 6. It's about 12 to 15 minutes. Now, day 7, I need you to plan accordingly, because day 7 is, I'll tell you right now, exactly. It is 28 minutes long, okay? So this is your longer one. It's called the Metabolize It. So this is like building blocks, right? So here's the thing with manifestation too. I need you to work in it. See how we've spent like 3 months and there's like still so much to go through? Because it's building blocks. So you don't just, sometimes I see people online and they're like, well, if you just write a letter to the universe and write all the details of it, and then you just, go to your third eye, it'll just appear. That is not how it works. It's so much more deeper than that, and it's so dangerous to fill people with that idea. The truth is, it's very complex manifestation, and it's very complex meditation, and spirituality is very complex. So day 7 is going to metabolize all the building blocks, okay? Because what I did is, if this is your manifestation, I broke it down: day 1, day 2, day 3, right? And then eventually, like, the hands open. It's like a lotus, and you're like, okay, this looks a lot different. What happens is metabolizing it brings it all back together. So yes, this one's going to be longer. It's going to be 28 minutes. Give yourself enough time, right? And this is really a gap and gain one. So this is going to be like, the journal is really about reflecting, like, day 1 of this journey to now where you are, and what did you learn about yourself? What did the meditations do for you? What is the difference that you see in your mind and your body? And again, like, especially because we're working on specific themes, you guys are going to see a very big impact daily. Do this daily. Do not miss a day. Okay, so for the next 7 days, go 1, then go 2, and then go 3, and then go 4, 5, 6, and 7. And just watch what happens this week. Again, astrologically, this is the most powerful week. Until about April 12th, the universe is giving you a huge opportunity to go inward so you can create outward. Do not disrespect yourself, okay? The universe is giving you a big opportunity. If you love yourself, you will work with it, you will acknowledge things, and you will trust it and surrender. So, best of luck this week. And I will also be in the States next week. So I'm curtailing some really fun ideas. I have some really good ideas because I won't really need to do video and computer. So stay tuned. And remember, the universe is working with you. Everything it's doing right now is it's doing it for you. And so even when it feels slightly difficult, even when it feels like maybe chaos is here, right? It's present for a reason. So find love for it. And also, please forgive yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. Right? So then my friend, I'll bring it back to the one that's trying to manifest love. She kind of sat there and was like, I failed the test this week with the eclipse and da-da. I said, no, you didn't fail. It put it in front of you because there's clearly some karmic lesson that you need to still dive into. And once you do, you'll be really thankful that you made that mistake, right? Another person had said to me, like, I don't understand because my manifestation, it's like I keep getting stuck. I'm in an endless loop and I'm obviously failing. And it's like, no, you're not failing, right? Divine order, right? I hope you guys are still practicing placing divine order in whatever it is you're manifesting, right? When it comes to the love and relationships, divine order, place yourself into my love and relationships. Divine order already has everything written, right? It already has all the time, the people, the places, everything already pre-written for you. So that when you're going in and you're trying to control it and manipulate it, it's just sitting there like, why doesn't this person trust me? So continue to use that prayer in the morning, the divine order prayer. So your morning should look like waking up. Guys, no phone, no diving into the outer world. I know that it's tempting to go through and be like, oh my God, what is my, Instagram? Don't. I want you to, we're cleaning. This is your limpieza. Okay, you are cleaning all freaking week long. Wake up. First thing you're doing is divine order. Place yourself into blank. Then get ready for your meditation. focus on your manifestations that you want, do the meditation, then journal. You guys can do this within 30 minutes. Devote your first 30 minutes to doing this, and I promise you, I've never been more certain in something. It will change your life. Plan on day 7 having more time. Okay, this is a week of alignment. You need to have, what you don't realize is the universe is speaking to you at all times. All times. All times. Okay? So what's going to happen is it's going to speak to you as you're working through these themes, right? And then if you're not listening close enough, you're just going to step over it. This is going to, I want you to be like inner child this week. This is fun. This is supposed to be a spiritual playground now. So with that being said, welcome to week 11. I hope you guys are ready because it's going to be a really dense week of like endless crazy magic. I'm watching it happen and orchestrating, and I'm really observing a lot of people take in a lot of beautiful things. And so get ready, stay tuned. And as always, please keep me updated because I've watched endless magic happen this week, and I'm very, 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 very excited for you guys. So proud of you all, and I just want you to know this program actually ends on full moon. I didn't plan that, I promise. So let's make some magic. Have a beautiful week. Be so proud of yourself and find forgiveness and love. Mwah.